Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Delusional Daydreams podcast. I am your host, Ari Lou. I am your host, Ari Lou. That's better. Got a little scratchy in my throat. Actually, I've noticed that the past couple days, maybe a week now. I feel like my body has been fighting something off. Like I have just been tired. Hi, bud. I have just been tired and my body has been sore and I'm kind of getting a little bit of a sore throat going on, but it hasn't really progressed. It's kind of just there, like a little bit of a... So annoying. Anyways, today's a great day. Oh my freaking gosh. Oh my gosh. I just started content creating again, and I'm going to be real quick. I'm not going to get into this for too long because I am so burnt out about talking about my creation process on this podcast because I feel like that's literally all that comes to my mind when I sit down to journal, to write out things to talk about. And maybe that's a good sign because usually I feel like I have so much pent up shit that I need to just release. But because I've been so consistent with doing this and just letting shit out, I really don't have anything in my brain that is like stressing. More just like pure excitement today because I started content creating and, well, I've been content creating for a while, but I just got back into it this past week with my new rebranding, trying to push this podcast and really just having like a clear and concise vision, or at least feeling like within myself I have a clear and concise vision. I don't know how it's being perceived on the other side. Anyways, I posted a TikTok this morning and it freaking went ham. It went viral as fuck, like so fast, like so freaking fast. I kind of was just like, whoa, hello, this is exciting. I was also really stoked because when I posted it, I was like, I know this is going to get somewhere because this is the funniest shit I've posted in like a really long time because I just happened to catch the perfect moment on camera without even trying, and it was just so funny. Anyways, blew up, went viral. I obviously got excited because I haven't gone viral since I started my TikTok like almost a year ago. So I'm like, holy shit, this is happening. And then the motherfuckers took it down. TikTok had the audacity to take it down. Oh my gosh. Because what did it do? It didn't meet the community guideline rules because there was like a side view of cheek, a side view of someone's buttocks, and it got nailed for nudity. And I'm like, bro, first off, the person that's running across the screen that has a side view of their naked buttocks out, you can barely even see them because it's dark and it's blurry. Secondly, you can't see shit. It's just the side leg. Oh my God. And it's weird because I have seen stuff on TikTok and I know everyone's like, well, your FYP is curated for your stuff. And yes, it is. My FYP is so curated to everything I love, but every fucking once in a blue moon, there'll just be this random video that'll pop up that I swear to God is like porn. And I'm like, okay, I have seen those random ass videos pop up on my FYP and I'm like, why the hell is this video getting taken down? Like the one time I start to go viral, and the universe just takes it away. And I kind of had this like aha moment because a couple days ago, this video came up on my FYP where someone was saying, when he posts things, he tries to stay as emotionally detached from his content as possible. But do you know how much easier said than done that is? That is so fucking hard. And I think there's a difference between having an emotional attachment to your piece of content that you're putting out because you're excited about it and you're passionate about what you're creating and you just genuinely have like, yeah, I'm stoked about putting this out there. But there's a difference between that and then being emotionally attached to the performance outcome, to how the algorithm picks it up, to how people perceive it, if people are liking it, if they're commenting on it, if there's any engagement. So I kind of had that like flash in my head today when it got taken down. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like not freak out about this and try not to be super sad, because at the end of the day, like I knew this was a great piece of content. The world is telling me that it was a great piece of content. And I just need to remember that like I am on the right track. If I love my content, the world is going to love my content, and eventually the algorithm will pick it up. Obviously, I'm posting for the likes and the followers, and I'm not just posting for the numbers. I'm posting because I truly do want to connect with people. Not just numbers on a fucking screen, but you are a person. I want to connect with you. I want my content to reach you. Especially if we're vibing, especially if we're on the same page, especially if you're following me and you're already liking my stuff. I've noticed that a lot of my content does not get pushed, even to my followers, which I think is just so bizarre. I don't know how the algorithm works, so I'm just learning. Today was a big learning lesson in releasing the emotional attachment to the outcome, to the performance. But only posting content that gets you excited, right? Because why would you just post shit just to post shit? Like, post stuff that you're stoked to be posting, gets you excited, is passionate for you, because that energy is going to transfer. Okay, enough about content, enough about that shit, because I'm so sick of talking about social media. But one thing this is bringing me to is I heard this concept, saw this video on my FYP. I need to start coming up with a new thing. Like whenever I hear new information, of course it's from a video on my FYP. Maybe I should just start saying, oh, I saw this thing on the news. Maybe more people would listen to me. And I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about more specifically my family. If I was like, oh yeah, I saw this thing on the news, then they'd listen. But if I saw a doctor talk about something on his TikTok account, that doesn't count. So bizarre. Anyways, I saw this man on FYP. He was talking about how the bigger the dream, the bigger the goal, the bigger the shadow. For example, this is probably going to be a terrible example on video because I'm not prepared for this at all, but say my arm like this. It is the goal, is the dream. My fingertips are the tippity top. That's the destination. That's where you're trying to go. When you set that goal, I don't even know if you can tell with this lighting. If you set that goal on a table, you're instantly going to see the shadow that it creates, and that shadow is going to be equal to the size of that dream. So the bigger the dream, the bigger the shadow, aka the shadow is your resistance. The shadow is the universal resistance testing you time and time again. Do you ever feel like when you're pursuing something, especially when you're pursuing something that you truly desire, that you truly want, but it just feels like you're just hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and there's this and there's that and this, oh my God, and it just never fucking ends, and you're just like, God damn, it gets to the point where you're almost like, holy shit, there is so much resistance towards going down this path that I'm starting to question if this is even for me, because it shouldn't be this fucking hard. Ding, ding, ding. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. What he was saying is resistance is usually his sign that he is on the path to some major success, to some big goals and big dreams. Because there's going to be chaos and resistance no matter what you're pursuing in your life. But it almost feels like the more resistance there is towards trying to achieve something, especially if it's big, especially if it's out of the box, a lot of that resistance most likely is coming from the fact that you're just too far ahead of the world. You're too far ahead of the masses. You're too far ahead of the people that surround you and are judging you and are giving their external opinions on what it is you're trying to do with your life. You're going to get external resistance when people are not ready, when people are not there yet, when people haven't even thought of it. But yeah, the more resistance there is, the more roadblocks you have to go through, the more trials and tribulations that you're being put through, the more worth it it's going to be in the end. I feel like the things I hold near and dear in my life, or the things that I am most proud of, or the things that I value the most in my life, specifically referring to material items, external items, the more effort or energy or time I put into something, the more I fucking love it. Like, I find so much more value out of painting my own plant pot than going to Target and just buying a pot off the shelf that every single other housewife in America has in their home as well. Does that make sense? Or like, for example, ding ding, what I'm working on right now, what I'm working on with my partner right now, our biggest goal, our biggest dream that we're chasing at the moment is van life, and renovating a van and building out a van and taking basically a piece of shit box that someone had let rot all winter out in their driveway. It's really old. We bought that piece of shit and we brought it home, and we are not only completely refurbishing the mechanics of it to make it a reliable, functioning vehicle, but we're also building out the inside so that we can potentially leave the mountains for the winter. Is that actually going to happen? I sure as heck hope so. But I can't tell the future. But anyways, doing this van life dream, like doing this build out that we've been working on for the past couple months, oh my God. It has been non-fucking stop. Like at this point, I really thought that all the mechanics were going to be pretty decent, and we were just going to be able to spend all of our time, energy, and money just focusing on the fun stuff, aka the interior design and building stuff out and making it just perfect for what we need. But it has not gone that way at all, because we get one thing mechanically done in the van, and then the fucking check engine light comes on with a brand new code, and it just feels like we're constantly chasing new shit just within the mechanics to make it reliable. We're at this point where it's like, fuck, dude, do we need to start being realistic about this? Is this just a never-ending money pit where there's always going to be problems because it's old and it's run down? Or should we invest just a little bit more into it, make it super fucking reliable, and then keep it for the next 10, 15 years? And we're kind of at this point where we've had to think about all of our other options. We're on a time limit because winter is coming up and the holidays are coming up, and the whole goal is to be able to leave and go visit family for the holidays before we venture on to just us being able to enjoy each other's company on our adventure. But we really are on a time frame, and we still have so much fucking to do. And it's not even just doing the van, it's getting the house ready, because we're going to rent out the house hopefully. And then we want to make sure that Bandit and his vaccines are up to date, which I know they are, but we do want to get his teeth cleaned. So there's just like this whole laundry list. Oh, and we need to go through the garage And we need to build lock boxes so that there's storage for all of our shit so that we don't have to get a storage unit, but we can have all of our stuff safely, securely locked away while we have renters in here. Oh my God, the laundry list is so long. And then when things just keep hitting the fan, oh my gosh. Literally this weekend, we just had to sit down and talk about, okay, what are our options? Because if this doesn't work out, we need to be able to move fast on our feet. And I feel like that's one thing my partner and I are really good at. We actually thrive in chaos as a partnership so well together. Like when shit hits the fan, we don't even dwell on the bullshit. We're instantly just like, okay, well, I mean, we can't change what just happened. We have to just accept it, move forward. What is the game plan? How can we move forward? And we're really fucking good at that. So it does feel really good knowing that we have all these options laid out to be like, okay, if the van actually does not, like if we cannot make this work, like we do have A, B, C, D, and E, F plans lined up. But in this moment of overwhelm that we were having this weekend, talking about everything that we needed to do to get this done and to be able to do what we want to do in this time frame, that video where that man was like, okay, the bigger the dream, the bigger the shadow, the bigger the resistance. The more the resistance, the more I know I'm on track. And when I remembered that, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And there was just like this click in my brain. There was just like this switch where I was like, I am no longer overwhelmed and stressed out by all the bullshit that just keeps slapping us in the face. I am actually thrilled. I am like, bring it on. Fuck it, let's go. Like, I am so ready to just muster up the strength and just fight through it and just win through every single obstacle. I'm so thrilled by the resistance. It makes me feel like I'm on track. And then with the content creation stuff and seeing, the world loving my shit and seeing how much excitement was getting stirred up by one video, and then to see that get taken down, I was like, you know what? The bigger the dream, the bigger the shadow, the bigger the resistance. I'm having resistance on all of this. And I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm just going to use that to motivate me to keep pushing forward, because all I have at this point is my faith. And I'm not talking about like faith in God, but I'm talking faith that the universe is working in my favor, and faith that the dream is worth it, because it's not all about the destination. It's about learning to enjoy the process. Learning to enjoy the journey, learning to enjoy walking there, taking your time, looking around, learning, because the journey is the journey, not the destination. So yeah, bring it on, resistance. Bring it on. I'm fucking ready. Let's go. Because at this point, I am confident in myself. I'm excited. I'm passionate. And I really do feel like I'm just accepting that I'm living in my own delusional reality right now. Like, I am full on embracing delusion. Like, let's go. I am full on delusional. I don't want anyone telling me about the real world, and that's not how the world works, because I have been shit on so many times by the universe that I am no longer terrified to be slapped in the face over and over and over again. I'm like, you know what? All this is doing is building me up, and I know this is all working out for some bigger plan that I can't see yet, because I've had that happen in my life. I've had opportunities and things happen where it's like you don't understand why things happen the way they happen until boom, a certain opportunity, or you're in a certain situation and you look back and you're like, I wouldn't be here if that failed and that failed and that failed, So it's like everything happens for a reason. And I know every piece of resistance, every slap in the face, it's all going to make sense in the long run. It's all going to make sense in the long run. I think that's all I have today. My brain feels aloof. To be honest, I'm just like, I don't know where my brain is at. I feel like I just had this huge energy shift where I'm just like, Oh, editing this is going to be terrible. I'm going to watch this back and none of this is going to make any sense. None of this is going to flow. I probably said the word like way too many times or way too many times. I'm going to call it quits on today. My brain says nay, nay. Also, so does my congestion. I'm struggling. But thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month. Until next time, Ari Lou signing out. Peace punch, Captain Crunches. Also, do you even know what that's from? I keep saying that. When I was a kid, specifically more like young elementary school, and you used to play those like hand slapping games or handshake games or those handshake like rhymes and stuff. Anyways, there was one that was like peace punch, Captain Crunch, brick wall, waterfall, girl, you think you know it all, you don't. I do. So poof with the attitude. Okay, that's where I get my peace punch, Captain Crunches. So now you know.